EA Sports FC is going to go way deeper than any previous FIFA. This is mainly because EA really want to separate themselves from the FIFA brand. EA Sports FC, they want that to be its own separate thing, whilst still being able to be more or less the same. And one way in which they're doing this is with Ultimate Team, and they've brought in a brand new trait system which is hopefully going to change gameplay massively within EA Sports FC. And in this video we're going to be going through absolutely everything. But before we do get into the video, if you're still going through FIFA 23 and you really want to take advantage of the final few months before the release, then make sure that you do head over to SkyCoach. SkyCoach offers cheap, fast and reliable FIFA 23 coins so that you're able to spend more time playing with the players that you want to play with, going through pack openings rather than grinding. If you're grinding at this point of the year, well, there really isn't much point. So if you're interested, there is a link in the description down below, and if you use Fnatic at checkout, you'll also get yourself a 10% discount.
Nice.
According to leaks, there is a brand new trait system within EA Sports FC, but this isn't the first time that we've had traits. Traits already exist within Ultimate Team. You're able to select your squad, go and find a specific player, look at their details, and there you'll be able to see the traits that they have. But not every single one of these traits are created equal. There are some which do provide a benefit. For example, if a player has a flair trait, it does mean that they're likely to do certain skill moves in a slightly different way. It also means that they'll unlock different types of goal scoring opportunities based on when you hold down the left trigger and press shoot. There are some skill moves that can only be performed if a player has 5-star skill moves plus also the flair trait. But then there's other traits such as early crosses, which is completely down to the AI deciding whether or not you want to actually cross the ball. It's not even a case of you controlling it. And then of course we can't forget traits which have a negative effect, such as injury prone. A player with this trait will have an increased chance of getting injured when a collision occurs. But with all of these, you have no control. It's just a case of whether or not these traits are being applied to these players, and when you buy those players, you have those traits. You can't get rid of them and you can't add more. But supposedly for EA Sports FC, this is changing. Think of the new trait system similar to the likes of chemistry styles. Whereas right now with chemistry styles, you can go onto the transfer market, find exactly what you want, buy them, and then apply them to your player, which will then boost them in certain areas. It's supposedly going to be the exact same, but with traits within EA Sports FC. And the whole reason for this is to provide a much bigger variety to gameplay and how players actually play. But unlike what we have with chemistry styles, which by their name is dependent on chemistry, traits won't be. For example, with chemistry styles, what we have right now is that it will improve a certain aspect of a player, or a variety of different stats depending on the chemistry style that you apply. And by doing so, they will get a boost in that area, but only if they have chemistry to actually improve that area. For example, you can go and apply the Hunter Chem style, which improves pace and shooting, but if the player has zero chemistry, they're not going to get as big of a boost within that area compared to if they had a player which had full chemistry and then had a Hunter Chem style applied to them. With traits, it's different because it's not dependent on just chemistry. Of course, chemistry is one of the factors, but there are some traits which will actually boost low chem players that currently have zero chem and will either do a +1 or even a +2 depending on the variables in play. It'll also take into consideration players from certain teams, certain nationalities, certain leagues, who else they're playing beside. And with some of them, it's not even specifically focused on one individual player. It could also be the whole team. This will give much more freedom and will allow you to build the team to a much higher level to what you're looking for, rather than having that one player which has the injury prone trait, which you just cannot remove. From what we know with the leaks that have been revealed so far, these traits are all broken down into different categories. We have scoring, passing, defending, dribbling, physical, goalkeeping, and foot specific. But then each and every single one of these traits are then broken down into 2 additional categories, being base and icon. This will depend on how effective that trait will be on those players that are selected. A base trait will either do a +1, but a icon trait could do a +2, +3, depending on the variables and the stats that we're talking about. The icon should be a much higher trait boost than if you were going to go for base. This means that you could go into a game and let's say there is a trait which improves long shots, but they only have the base, it won't be as effective than if they had the icon trait. With that in mind, things could really get deadly if you have someone which already has extremely high long shot stats, and then on top of that, you apply these traits to them. You just need to hope that there's a goalkeeping trait which actually prevents long shots from being as effective, which could then balance things out. And this is where strategy really is going to come in on how you deal with teams and how you deal with the specific players within that team to best counteract your opponent's traits and what's going to be popular, as well as what's going to fit the meta at the time. Now, with these traits, we're not just talking about hypotheticals here, we're also talking about specific traits and what they also do, because some have already been revealed and somewhat tested according to leaks. I say revealed, I mean revealed within the leaks themselves. So one's called Team Captain, which boosts low chemistry players. We then have League Star, which adds a +1 boost to all players in their league. We then have Lone Wolf, which is a +2/+3 boost to players with no team or country mates. That +2/+3 is likely to be the base and then the icon version of the same trait. We then have Team Sprinting, which all team players have a stamina boost. We have Super Sub, which means players come off the bench with full chemistry. And then we have Flexible, which is players will automatically change to the position that they're placed in. Now, based on these traits which have been leaked, it also means that there's going to be quite a few changes to how Ultimate Team functions. Because for the longest time, most players have always had their dream team layout, but unfortunately chemistry has prevented them from building that team in their starting 11. So what they tend to do is build the best possible version using the players that they want to use within their starting 11. No matter the formation, they will just select what they need to increase the overall chemistry, and then at that point they will go into their custom tactics to build a more attacking or defensive team, doesn't really matter, and then they'll go and select the players that they want in the positions that they want, the formation that they want, and overall the custom tactics that they want. We've been able to do this for a longer time and it's had no negative effect, but based on these traits being Super Sub and also Flexible, it does sound like that now your players will be negatively impacted. So you'll need to think about that strategically of who you're actually going to bring off from the bench so that they can start playing, and if you want them on full chemistry, and also if you're going to change players' positions in game, you will need to apply the Flexible trait to them so that they can be more effective within that position that they're not normally used to. Now, from what has been leaked, what we have to go off, it does sound interesting. On paper, it does sound like there's going to be additional levels and different ways in which you can play Ultimate Team, but it is just on paper at this point. It will be interesting to go and see how these traits work within game, if there is going to be much of a difference, and if you are going to be negatively impacted based on if a player comes on from the bench or changes position. What would actually happen if a player doesn't have those traits and then those conditions are met? How much are they going to be negatively impacted? And then of course, it'll be interesting to see how these are balanced alongside chemistry styles, because chemistry styles are supposedly still within the game and they are also going to have a bit of an upgrade. Chemistry styles themselves haven't changed since they've been released. There's been no new ones, and the ones that have been there more or less do the exact same thing that they do every single year. So with the new changes, there could very well be a completely new meta in terms of Ultimate Team. And it won't just be the case of applying this chemistry style and changing the custom tactics. It may be involving you to do multiple things, to have a certain playstyle whilst applying a trait, whilst applying a chemistry style, whilst also using a specific custom tactic with instructions. And I think more than anything, this is what a lot of players have been looking for the longest time. The EA Sports FC reveal is just a few weeks away. It's happening at the end of this month. So hopefully everything to do with this trait system will be revealed at that point. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.